Hey there, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda, and on this channel you will typically find information about what it's like to be a disabled military spouse, as well as general military and disability resources. In addition, I will be sharing my journey to becoming a published author. And in this video, I am continuing my videos throughout Vlogmas, and today is, I believe, day 4. I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts on the Day of Disabled Persons. Yes, I'm recording this on December 4th, a day late, and I will explain why. If that sounds interesting to you, then please keep watching. Whew. Oh my. So, if you've watched some of my earlier videos, you know that I have cerebral palsy, hydrocephalus, anxiety, and depression. And I've had hydrocephalus and CP since I was born. I have a shunt that is meant to relieve the pressure on my head, and it starts up here on the right side of my head, and it goes around my ear and down to my stomach. Over the years, I've had 7 surgeries to revise it, as well as a couple other surgeries related, 2 on my eye and 1 on my arm to loosen the tendon. And when I was in high school, literally the week before I graduated high school, I went to an orthopedic surgeon and talked to him about the possibility of lengthening my left leg so as to basically solve the length discrepancy. And he told me that the 3/4 of an inch difference was not worth the pain I would have to deal with, and the recovery, especially given my, well, let's just say, I have never been the best patient when it comes to physical and occupational therapy, and once I admitted that to him, he said, well, yeah, if you're not going to do the PT like you should for recovery, then you should not have the surgery. So, I didn't. I did, however, like I said, have that surgery on my arm to loosen that tendon. And I did also try a few rounds of serial casting when I was in 6th grade. At the end of the school year, right when summer break was about to start. So, yeah, just picture this for me. Imagine whether you've done serial casting before, or had a cast on your arm or your leg or anything for any other reason. Imagine, or remember, if the case may be, having a cast on right before summer break, and your siblings' main activity is swim team for the summer. And you live in a resort area where you basically are spending hours a day at the pool. Yeah, that summer was rough because I spent a lot of time at the beginning of the summer sitting on the edge of the pool wishing I could be in the pool. Not fun. Anyway, so that's the medical side of what CP has been like for me. But there's another aspect to the medical side for me that I think is, at least from what I've heard from other friends who have different physical disabilities, that's a little different for me. And that is that I'm a little weird when it comes to surgery. I should have said trigger warning. But a lot of people go into surgery concerned. They think about side effects, they think about worst case scenarios, they might be concerned about anesthesia. Not me. I don't know why. I never have been concerned about those things. Mostly because I think, I just said I don't know why. But I think what it is, if I really dig deep, I think it's that I just don't think about it. I've had more surgeries than some, fewer than other people. But I'm also a nurse's daughter, and I was brought up not to really be freaked out by medical things, by cuts and bruises, things like that. So I guess when it comes time for going down to the the OR, I don't know. I figure I'm asleep. And I know when I really think about it, that's not the case exactly. But that's just how I am about surgery. But then I also realized that hospitals were normalized for me. I spent a lot of time in them. Not just because I had a slew of surgeries, but also because many of my regular doctors had their offices in the hospitals themselves. I spent a lot of time at the Medical University of South Carolina. I spent a lot of time at a few other hospitals there. And I don't know, I was used to the atmosphere. I was used to the smells, the sounds, the keypads that you have to plug in a code to go through these swinging doors. I don't know. I'm a weirdo. But in addition to surgeries, I also, in 6th grade, underwent 80 treatments of hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear that bugle. It's 5:30 now. Yeah, I don't know why, but here at least it goes off at 5 and 5:30. More details on HBO treatments at a later date. But, yeah, I was at the hospital receiving hyperbaric treatments Monday to Friday, from the week before Thanksgiving when I was in 6th grade until the beginning of March. And sometimes it was 1 treatment a day and sometimes it was 2, an hour each. And the hospital was my home, basically, for those few months. I was homebound for school. It was as close to homeschooling as I ever got. I had a teacher who, and it wasn't one of my own that I regularly saw at my regular school. It was someone from the school district who would go to my school, get my assignments from all of my teachers, and she'd come over with all of my books and the assignments and help me get through them. And, that was 6th grade. And those treatments did something for me. They changed me. Prior to receiving HBO, I would use both hands on the railings when I'd go up and down stairs, and I'd turn to the side so that I was actually facing the railing, and I'd give that railing a death grip. And I was scared of stairs, truthfully. After those treatments, more oxygen flowed to my brain, and it's not that my balance got better. It's that the messages from my brain to the rest of me started working a little better. I also my problem-solving skills got better. My everything. So many things got better. But the thing that isn't as easily understood is that while, yes, my brain got a bit better, it wasn't complete. And my legs are still different lengths. My muscles are still tight. And it's the way that I like to describe it when I'm trying to explain it to someone in person. It's like standing on a pool deck and feeling like you could be the coach of the team, but not the athlete. Because you could stand there and describe how to move your arms and legs, how to turn your head to breathe, and when to do it. But you can't make your body do it. And even if you could make your body do the actual movements, you might not be able to make them go as fast as you want them to, if that makes sense. And it's the best analogy I can come up with. So yeah, my CP, my hydrocephalus, is mild. If you see me sitting at a desk, you might not know. Unless you met me in college, my senior year, and happened to see the AFO that I had built in my shoes. But if you see me walk, you see the difference. And it's tough because I can do a lot of things on my own. but it means that I'm misunderstood as a person with a disability. Very few people actually scratch that. Probably, I don't think anybody quite understands what I can and can't do. And the hardest part about that is, at least when I was in high school, the hardest part then was convincing people that I knew what I was talking about. And now, the hard part as an adult is that to some people, the way I present, the way that my disability presents itself, can seem to be invisible, which means that getting services that I need is a challenge. Not impossible, but I'm not eligible for lots of things. And that's disheartening. It's frustrating. But it's okay. I've found ways to get around. I have found ways to make money. I have taught my son at 3 years old to adapt to the things that I can and can't do. But don't get me wrong, he's still 3, or almost 3. So he still doesn't always do exactly what I need. But if I fall, my son will come up and ask me if I'm okay. He'll reach out his hand and try to help me up. He's a sweet boy. He's very understanding. Yeah, it's just an accommodation that I gave myself, teaching my son to be aware of the things that I can and can't do, to the extent that he can understand at his age. Whew. And I have gone on much longer than I intended, and let me know if this topic is interesting to you, if you have particular questions about anything I've said in this video, anything you'd like me to expand on in another video, whether it's for Vlogmas or at a later date. And if you like this video, please click the thumbs up, please subscribe, share, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one.